This morning we have two Jeeps parked out front of the tiny house. So there's Louie, and then this Jeep over here is Patrick's brother, Andy. He dropped it off last night because we are going off-roading in the Pine Barrens today. So Andy should be here in a few minutes. I think Redford wants to go. There's no room, Red. You guys stay home today. Sorry. Oh, I know. Andy's Jeep is a 1992 Wrangler YJ. It has the square headlights and it's a 6-cylinder. There are 33-inch tires with a 4-inch lift kit, and there's a super winch on the front. It has quick disconnects for flexibility and a custom drive shaft. He had just purchased the Jeep a little while before we did this trip, so those modifications were done by the previous owner. We met up at Wawa so that everybody could fill their tanks and pick up something for lunch, and we gave Andy his official Let New Adventures Begin sticker to put on the Jeep.
Yeah, usually you got his wife and Dane's wife.
Is that a radio? That's so funny that you have the prettiest Jeep.
I think when I got this, it was like so because I didn't have 4-wheel drive and I was worried about getting to work.
Yeah.
So it just, it's like, oh, this will be a daily driver after a while. But for now, we're just following these guys. Like I said, this is just we're feeling it out for. This is kind of how it'll be all day. Splashy splash.
Oh shit.
Is that me?
I don't know.
Our first stop was a sand pit down along some power lines, and since this is South Jersey, everything is pretty flat. This is about your best chance to get some sort of hills or elevation to play around on, so everybody took full advantage of that.
Yeah, good for that. Because we're geared so high, it just takes too much gas to get into it.
Okay.
So where they're geared at the proper, they got the proper gearing, they can just go up 2-wheel drive. I can't do that yet.
Okay.
And the other one's done, and we're really going out. You know, everybody carries some different chainsaws, axes, hatchets, medical kits. You know, or spare parts. You comfortable back there?
Yeah.
How's that back seat feel?
Surprisingly comfortable.
You're not BDs because this is like riding in a truck. Oh my god.
I thought it was going to be like sitting on a toolbox or something, to be honest.
BDs is. This is rough. I got a good back and it hurt me.
This trip was basically supposed to be like a practice run or a scouting mission for future trips. It was planned to be just a quick run in and out to check out some trails. And it had been raining for the previous 3 or 4 days because it's South Jersey. So a lot of the trails were much wetter than usual.
Nice touch, Danny. You went on
All about presentation.
That's a good thing that Steve has the wind.
Sweet. Almost near like Ocean City.
You're right, the woodbine.
Is it too difficult for you?
This Jeep is so hot.
Yeah, big keep going on.
Oh, wow, I've never been out here.
I mean, it's like a while. I've never been. Yeah, we're near like a while.
Oh, you know where we're at? We're down the park. We come past Summers Point?
Yep.
Beasley's Point.
Yeah.
This is where we need the drone.
Yeah.
Too much air pressure in them street tires.
The Pine Barrens of South Jersey are really flat and the soil is super sandy, but the one thing that we do have are these beautiful waterways, and the guys figured out a way to drive out onto one of these fire roads through a wildlife management area that give us these awesome views. We headed back into the Pines, and Andy started to tell us a little bit more about what this Jeep Club was all about. These guys have known each other for years, and they've been working on Jeeps and modifying them and going out and just enjoying the fire roads and some of the off-road trails that South Jersey has to offer for years. This is what they love to do.
79, 82. Cascus is, I think, 93. He's the Cherokee. And they're all kind of modified in different ways. Shannon's more modified than Dan. Dan's a little bit more modified than BD. But they're all kind of set up the same way. Phillies is very capable, but not quite as modified. This one is the weak link in the chain, I think, for all four of them. Because this doesn't have the gearing and the modification, off-road modifications. This is tires and lift. They've got heavy-duty axles, different gearboxes inside, different parts that are stronger. This thing's just basic.
Like outside a woodbine.
Yeah.
There we go. We got to a point in the road where somebody had cut down a really large cedar tree and it fell right across the road. There was a side trail that went around that somebody else had established, but it was pretty rough and narrow. Not all of the Jeeps were going to be able to fit through there. But luckily, these guys come prepared. Somebody had a chainsaw and they were able to cut down a dead stump on the side of the trail to make it just wide enough that everybody could fit through. In the process of using this side trail to get around the cedar tree, we got our first flat tire of the trip, but again, the guys were pretty prepared.
A trauma pack.
Really? Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I got 3 tourniquets, 2 tourniquets.
You never know.
Yeah.
We got back on the road and headed to another sand pit. There are a ton of these scattered around South Jersey because there's so much sand in the soil here. There have been a lot of different areas where that sand gets excavated and then sent out for different construction projects. And once they stop using the sand pits, they just become like a recreational area for the locals. What had been planned as just a quick scouting mission to check out some trails ended up stretching through most of the day. And it wasn't over yet. We had one more flat tire to deal with. But the guys explained that this was really pretty tame. They've had days where things went totally wrong and they ended up stuck in the woods overnight. So I was happy that we were actually getting to go home tonight.
Sometimes if you go in the woods and come out, it's no big deal. Other times it's like, holy shit, what the f.
With that tire fixed, we headed home in the dark. And it was definitely an eventful day hanging out with the guys in the Jeep Club. If you are interested in doing the same thing, you can check the link in the description below to find the contact information for the Jeep Club. And thank you so much for coming along with us.